Welcome to PrepsNet Coach Speak with Mortimer Jordan, head basketball coach Jason Johnsey. Here's your host, Aubrey Johnson.
Welcome to the show, Coach.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So last week we missed due to a scheduling conflict, so we've got a little bit of making up to do. On Thursday, January 9th, you traveled to Albertville. Didn't win the game. I'll let you talk about that. But first I want to mention Tanner Chandler scored 48 points in that game. That has got to be some sort of a record, Coach.
It is. It's a school record, and I'm not sure by how much. I imagine by a handful.
Yeah,
you don't have many players that score nearly half 100 points in a game.
You've had a really good night if you scored half.
Yes, exactly. Right. That's not much less than what we average per game as a team.
Right.
So, he came out and I think maybe hit 3 threes in the first quarter. Within the first couple of minutes into the second quarter, he already had 20 points.
Right.
And we were going back and forth. Got a little bit of a lead early. They come fighting back pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they just we turned the ball over a little too much. Didn't keep guys out of the middle of the lane well enough, and they had some guys get hot shooting the ball, and ended up where we dropped it by a pretty good margin.
Gotcha. Okay. But that was a high note for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then on Tuesday, the 14th, you hosted Jasper, lost to them by 32 points, kind of a rough night. Take us through it.
Yeah, we really got down early, down I think 15 points fairly early in the game.
Right.
And then, you try to battle back, but again, the things that we learned from it is we didn't defend well enough, we didn't rebound well enough, we turned the ball over something god-awful 24 times or so.
Right. Just an off night.
Yeah, didn't shoot it well either, and, you put all those things together and you're playing a really good team that's, ranked in 6A and won, getting close to 20 games now.
Right.
That's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
So just a bad set of circumstances there.
Gotcha. Okay. So then on that Friday, you had a satisfying win against Cullman, came down to the wire, really. You won by 1 point with the final basket. That's got to feel really good having coached at Cullman previously, and now you're here.
Well, with 7 wins going into that, any win feels good. It
Right.
really doesn't matter who it's against. But, the coaching profession's a fraternity, and, you like to win games, but you don't necessarily like to win against, friends and people
Right.
you've worked with and worked for.
Right.
But you do want to win. So
Right.
It was nice for us to, again, that's another game we came out a little lackluster. I think we're down about 15 at half, and then we just start chipping away.
Wow.
It may have even gotten up to 20 or so before in the third quarter before we started chopping down at it and just piece by piece by piece. The kids
Right.
Played well. We took care of the ball in the second half, and we got the benefit of Cullman having really an off night as far as turnovers go. They turned the ball over way more than they typically do. They shot it from 3, a lot less than they typically do as well. And then we had a really good night shooting the ball from 3, which was helpful. Right. I think we made 12 threes overall, including the last one there at the buzzer that gave us the win. But one thing we did struggle with that game, we couldn't keep their big freshman Brooks Lofton off of the offensive rebounds, off the glass. We couldn't stop him on the offensive end. I think he had like 27 and 14 on us, and I don't know if he played all the minutes of the game. It felt like he played. There were 2 of them out there. He's big time, and
Right.
it was despite his nearly 30-point effort, we were lucky to come out.
Sure. Sure. Okay. Well, also on Friday, you've got coming up, you play again Jasper, this time at their place. What did you learn from that first meeting that you can take into this game?
Well, they're really good. The Cullman and Jasper just played last night.
Right.
It was a 2-point game, so those teams are
Wow.
very comparable. That was at Cullman. And we can't play like we did the first time, or the result will be similar.
Right.
We've got there's a good bit on the line now that we pulled an upset and beat Cullman at our place last week. If we can pull another upset against them, and then strange things happen.
That'd be great.
Cullman goes into Jasper, and if Jasper wins, then we've got a three-way tie for the area. But our first, order of business tomorrow, we've got senior night with Locust Fork coming in here for these kids, 11 seniors, and then Friday we go on the road to Jasper. And so looking to send the seniors out with a nice home victory tomorrow night, and then seeing what we can do against Jasper at their place, which would be really tough. It's always a tough place for anybody to play.
Excellent. So love to see what happens. Looking forward to it, Coach. That's our show. Appreciate your time, and as always, we appreciate yours. Join us again next week for another Mortimer Jordan version of Coach Speak.